I live down on Fenian Street. By the way, Fenian Street is just off Hollis Street, isn't that where it is? So where the... Yeah,
I think so, yep.
It'd be that neck of the woods in Dublin too. And he walked by a mural that was near his house. And this is no ordinary mural. This is a mural on the side of a building. It's a huge, huge mural. And on that mural, it says, "Come on, you boys in white." And there's a picture of St. George's Cross in the background. And then you have a picture of Grealish and Rice, who, of course, are the two of the top England players in Euros. And it's an ad for Paddy Power, who are backing England in the Euros, which is kicking off today, isn't it? Later on today. Now, all is not what it seems, because there is a very specific reason why Paddy Power is backing England, which we'll get to in a few minutes. But that didn't stop people getting very angry over this. Sure it didn't. When they woke up and they walked down their street and they saw a poster with St. George's Cross, the big red cross on it, and two English footballers, they weren't happy. But is it an over-exaggeration? Are people jumping the gun?
Well, let's try and find out, because we're joined on the line by Paddy Power himself, and he's going to explain what this is all about and about upsetting people. Paddy, good morning to you.
Very good morning, gents. How are you getting on?
Good, thank you.
This would be part of Good News Friday. Good news.
Well, what you're doing probably will be part of Good News Friday when we find out exactly what you're doing. So tell us a little bit, Paddy, about this mural. As you heard, we weren't even aware of it until one of our listeners sent in a photograph of it saying, "This is not right." So why did you put that mural up?
Well, eagle-eyed listeners, we haven't even released the bloody thing properly yet. So there you go. So they jump in the gun. But so I'll tell you what it is. And it's part of, we've got a campaign that we've launched for the Euros called Save Our Game, right? And the idea behind it is to try and have an excuse to give money to grassroots Irish football, to bypass the normal channels and just give it directly to clubs who need it. And so the way we're doing that is we've made a pledge that for every England goal that's scored in the Euros, we're going to give 10 grand to Irish grassroots. So we're going to put into a pot, and at the end, we're going to get clubs then to send us reasons why they should get the money. It could be to fix the broken jacks or fix the team bus or get bibs or whatever. It has to be obviously for senior teams, for over 18 teams. But so we're trying to have a little bit of fun with that along the way. And we also have the two players you mentioned that are on this mural are Declan Rice and Jack Grealish, who are the two lads who could have played for Ireland but chose to play for England instead. So that's kind of obviously tongue-in-cheek and everything, but we do have, as a special part of our potential donations, if we have a backstabbers bonus, that if one of those two scores a goal at the Euros, we're going to give 20 grand to grassroots Irish football. So the point of it is, I understand it's provocative, and I understand that people see the English flag and go, what the hell is that doing there? And the reason for that is purely, as you know yourselves, it's purely to get it noticed, because this is a decent campaign. We want every club in the country to be aware of it so that they can actually think about it. They might get, we have whatever it might be. All the grassroots clubs need money, don't they? And the more we get people to us, I'm actually delighted. I know some people are annoyed and whatever, and that's fine. But I'm glad that people have noticed and are talking about this, because ultimately what will happen then is that people are aware of the fact that there is a chance for their club to get some of this pot that's going to build. But by the way, England maybe I'd nearly say hopefully, but maybe might not score a goal at the whole Euros. But if they don't, we're guaranteed at least 100 grand as well. So it's
really okay. Place. So even if they don't score anything, you will still donate 100 grand to grassroots Irish soccer.
Exactly right, and that's the thing. And we're obviously playing on the old Patriots, and I'm sure I was reading the comments on the Facebook page and everything. I'm sure everybody's kind of calling it out as every supports English Premier League teams and all that kind of stuff. But we do. There's also something about the old enemy that we all kind of out of interest want them there. I want them to do okay, but maybe get beaten 10-9 on penalties in the final or something. Do you know what I mean? It's just, there's a bit of that. I think that's totally fine. And there's also runs a bit deeper for some people, but I think most people will probably, on reflection, see the tongue-in-cheek nature of it and kind of shake their head and go, Jesus.
Now, what about the irony that this has been placed on Fenian Street?
Yeah. I suppose that's just coincidence, I guess, isn't it? Look, it was actually hard enough to find a spot, because a lot of people, funny enough, didn't want that mural on their wall. But I think ultimately when the reasons behind it and ultimately what's going to come of it were made clear, then it became easier. And funny enough, we did last Sunday, we did the official launch, and we were out in Bray Wanderers in the Carlisle ground, and we actually covered the pitch in one giant George's cross as well, which was big enough to cover Big Ben, apparently. So the PR release says,
God, you really are out to stir it, aren't you?
Well, there you go. We had, because we have the two, our two kind of bean counters, if you like, or the two kind of custodians of the pot that's going to build are Damien Delaney, who obviously the ex footballer, international and Premier League footballer, who's a pundit now on TV, and also Eamon Dunphy, who needs no introduction. The two of them are going to make sure that the money actually does get allocated and get spent the way it should be. So they were there to launch that at Bray Wanderers. And it's actually funny, like Dunphy was very much like, sure, whatever, it's a bit of crack, great idea, get money for your Irish grassroots football. Delaney was very uncomfortable with the whole flag on the pitch thing, but it's provocative. Of course it's provocative, but I'll be totally upfront about the reason why it's provocative is because we want to build awareness of this, because we do genuinely think it's going to make a difference to a lot of clubs.
All right, so for people who have complained, and not only complained, there was actually some defacing done of the mural, mentioning Bobby Sands and all of that. What was your reaction to seeing it being defaced?
Yes, I guess it's predictable enough, isn't it? But I look, whatever. It's another better things to be doing with your time. It's quite clearly, like right beside the mural is the explanation of the reason for it, which is that 10 grand is going to go to grassroots football in Ireland. I mean, I think everybody would like to see grassroots football in Ireland do well. I think whatever. I mean, I think people should have better things to be doing with their time. You can have a laugh, you can shake your head at it, whatever. You can get slightly annoyed, but ultimately you got to kind of have a little smile inwardly. Because the irony of having Grealish and Rice up there, and like we're not at the Euros. The Irish football fans' journey has been basically a pile of what for the last couple of years.
Absolutely.
So, but we're all going to be watching the Euros, so this gives us one reason why, and you can kind of. I don't know, that wry smile, and not that you'll be enjoying when England score a goal, but at least, but it's like someone who has a bet against the team they support as kind of this emotional insurance. So it's like
okay, so once again, Paddy Power, as part of Euro 2020, are going to donate €10,000 to grassroots football for every goal scored by England during the tournament, and for every goal scored by Grealish and Rice, you're going to give 20 grand.
Exactly, with a minimum of 100 grand. There's already 100 in the pot, and it can only get bigger from that. And the way clubs, like senior clubs, or not just clubs, adult teams, clubs, they need to get in touch with us through social media or email or whatever, and tell us why. Send us videos, make it creative, bit of crack. Tell us why they need to fix their leaky jacks or their team bus or whatever it might be, and that pot will be allocated by Damien Delaney and Eamon Dunphy and myself, really, and we'll make sure that it goes to really good, worthy clubs.
All right, Paddy. As always, never afraid to stir it up a little bit. You've certainly done that. Paddy Power, thanks very much indeed for talking to us on Opinions Matter. Thanks very much indeed.
Cheers, lads. Be good.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. There you go. That is Paddy Power.
The bizarre thing, looking at the photograph of this, and you can see the photograph if you're watching us now, it's on the post below you're watching at the moment. The bizarre thing about this photograph is it's obvious. It's obvious the reason that the photograph is there, because right beside the mural, it says in big white letters, we're donating 10k for every time England scores. Now we can see the actual graffiti that's being posted on it, and it says underneath the mural, and again you can see this on our Facebook page, it says 1980, I'm just trying to look a little bit closer, 1981, we remember
Bobby Sands.
No, but it's some other words that's in between it there that I can't actually...
Oakland Heron or something like that.
Oakland Heron, Bobby Sands. Like, Jesus Christ, what has Bobby Sands got to do with that? How do these people still exist in our society? That as soon as they see something... And the bizarre thing about that person, whoever wrote that numpty, whoever wrote that, they probably go into Tesco's to do their shopping. Tesco's is an English store. They probably watch English TV stations. They probably support an English football team. In fact, the graffiti that they put on it is written in English. You can't get over the irony of it. Sure you can't.
Well, except for the ugly bit. 085 825 2626 is our number. We'd love to hear from you on this and get your reaction to this Paddy Power mural on Fenian Street in Dublin, highlighting a campaign that they're involved in where they will donate €10,000 for every goal that England scored during Euro 2020. Matthew sent us this WhatsApp voice note. He is not at all happy with Paddy Power.
Paddy Power should have some cop on. It's like, seriously. Plastering English flags over town like that. On a wall. And then I'm putting them two players, Declan Rice and Jack Grealish, the two lads who played underage Irish football and then went to England. It's not right, lads. They shouldn't be doing it. Something like that. They should not be doing that. They should know not to do something stupid like that. Of course it's going to get defaced.
Okay, well, it did get defaced. Oh, sorry, there you are.
You walk by, I don't know if Matthew has walked by JD Sports or any of those sports stores in the last 20 years, because in the window of the sports stores on Grafton Street or wherever the case may be, they have mannequins standing there in United jerseys and Liverpool jerseys. Why don't you go and complain about that? I don't think you're seeing the bigger picture here, Matthew.
085 825 2626 is our WhatsApp number. We'd love to hear from you on this and get your reaction to this Paddy Power mural on Fenian Street in Dublin 2. And like we said, we came in this morning and the first thing we were greeted with was
anger and
outrage and complaints. Aaron, good morning to you.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you, Aaron. Aaron, what is your reaction to this mural on, ironically, Fenian Street in Dublin?
Firstly, the Fenian Street part is pure genius. But it's Paddy Power are always doing things like this. It's incredibly smart marketing. I don't think Paddy Power in any way asking people to run out and get an English jersey and start screaming in the bars for England to win. It's putting money back into Irish grassroots football, and effectively it's going to be a two fingers up to England in the end.
And like you said, they're never afraid to court a bit of controversy. Let's be honest.
No.
And I mean this. When we arrived into work today, the first thing we were greeted with was a very angry message from one of our viewers. Do you think people are just overreacting?
I think it's always going to be a touchy subject, and that's why they've done it. There's always that kind of hatred towards English. But you're right. People will kind of complain about this, but stand probably outside putting the Bobby Sands graffiti on it with a Man United shirt on. There's a massive amount of irony to all of that, it's a joke. Take it for what it's worth, and let's take the money. Let's put that back into.
Would it go down as well on the Falls Road in Belfast?
Good point. It would probably be a similar reaction. It's going to be, but again, there's Falls Road has people walking around in Liverpool, Man United shirts, etc. It's football, and whenever you look at the bigger picture here, it's them trying to stir the pot a bit, but also going, look, there's 100,000 minimum to put back into the Irish game. Which is very much needed.
Absolutely,
if you look at where we were 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it was a great position. And again, if you look at the advertising campaign that the Paddy Power have used online for this, they've had Tony Cascarino, Jason McAteer, John Aldridge. We were all prolific Irish players. But effectively, they're all living over in England. They were
and always were, and half them have English accents as well. Yep.
Yes, yeah.
Finally, Aaron, let me ask you: who are you going to be supporting in this year's tournament?
Once Ireland kind of went out, and I'm not overly interested. I watch the football matches, but
So
I'm never going to support.
You're just afraid to say I'm supporting England. Yeah.
Would you not support England though? I mean, this is the best chance that England have had in many tournaments to actually win the tournament. They are one of the favourites. Would you not support them?
Absolutely not. Never. And I don't. You know, I'm a lifelong Man United fan. You know, the likes of Wayne Rooney, etc. You know, whenever they've been playing for England, there's almost a flip.
But can you not separate? Can you not separate politics from sport? And I know your political views, and I respect them and all that. But this is sport. It's completely different.
It is completely different. But again, nobody wants English to win. Nobody wants that. You know, look at 66.
You mean nobody on this island?
I think anyone outside of England. You know, and it's probably, you know, it's probably that thing that people have for Man United fans and people have for Liverpool fans, you know, that whenever they were on their winning streak, they become insufferable. And that's what would happen if England won. You know, they're all guys who I love watching in the Premier League, you know, and, you know, for their own teams. But that's just, oh no, it would be awful if they won.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah.
Great to talk to you, Aaron. Thanks very much indeed. Good to talk to you. All right. 085 825 2626 is our WhatsApp number. We'd love to hear from you on this and get your reaction to the Paddy Power mural on Fenian Street here in Dublin. And, well...
In other words, is it worth stomaching seeing a mural of two English players? And they are English, by the way. There's no getting away from the fact that, although a lot of people like to think that they're Irish, Rice and Grealish are English players. And fair play to them, by the way, playing for the England team. Because it makes sense now, doesn't it? Had they been playing for Ireland, they'd be stuck at home twiddling their thumbs for the next 2 weeks, whereas they're actually playing in a major tournament. Anyway, is it worth stomaching that mural on one of our city streets if it means thousands and thousands of euros going towards Irish grassroots football? I think it is.
085 825 2626 is our number. We'd love to hear from you on this.
By the way, you know, because of the publicity that this is going to get now, some other gobshite is going to go down with a tin of paint over the next couple of days and make an absolute embarrassment of himself.
Niamh, good morning to you. How are you?
Hi, Adrian. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, Niamh. We, as I said, when we come in today, had a flood of complaints with people giving out about Paddy Power, putting up a mural on Fenian Street. Do you think it's just in a bit of fun?
Well, I'll tell you what, their marketing department are geniuses because they've got everyone talking.
Yeah.
You know, they really have. They've got what they wanted. Firstly, I don't know one end of a football pitch from the other, so I have no skin in this game whatsoever. I have no interest in football. But I can see the hypocrisy of, you know, as Jeremy said, the lad probably went down to face it wearing his Man United jersey after catching up on the omnibus of Coronation Street.
Yeah, I've never even thought of that, yeah. In other words, we're all very good at consuming what we like from England, with the exception of their football team.
That's it. And let's remember that, you know, I know what the last guy was saying is right. They are insufferable. But it's not them that's insufferable. It's the media. I mean, before this tournament even starts, Sky News will have the trophy in the case, you know, and this is how they are. And it's not the players, it's the media hypes them up and then pulls them down to nothing when they lose. They're vicious. So,
okay, so you just think this is genius marketing by Paddy Power?
That's it. And let's take the money because, my God, I mean, as I said, I don't know anything about football, but I do know we need the money. I know that much.
Yep.
So let's take the money. So let's hope they score 1 million goals and give us loads of money. Not win. Let's not have them win because their media will go mental. Your man was right. 10-9 in the final on penalties. That'll do.
All right, okay. Niamh, thanks very much indeed. 085 825 2626 is our WhatsApp number. Let's have a listen to... when we were talking to Paddy Power, he mentioned that Eamon Dunphy has been involved in the launch and everything else. Let's have a listen to Mr. Dunphy explain all about this fundraiser that Paddy Power are actually putting on.
Look, I've had some harsh words for Irish football in the past. Pitiful, shambolic. But I promise you, it was tough love. I love Irish football so much, I'm cheering for England this summer. And before you get smart, I'm not losing my mind. Every time England score at the Euros, Paddy Power will donate 10 grand to Irish football. And it won't be funding any James Bond themed birthday parties. Isn't that right, Delaney?
No, different Delaney. But yeah, the money will go straight to real local clubs with real financial needs, and it could be your club. Get in touch by email, social media, and let us know how much your club needs and what it needs it for. The more entertaining, the better. Whether it's to buy new bibs, fix a leaky roof, or get the team bus back on the road, every English goal will add 10k to the kitty. You might get a little bit sick in your mouth, but if you love Irish football, you should celebrate every England goal like it's one of our own.
Need a shower after that.
Let's hope they lose 4-3 in the final.
All right, that's the Paddy Power advert, and as Paddy himself mentioned, if you look on it, if you look at their Twitter accounts, you'll see the video. And the Carlisle grounds in Bray last Sunday covered in George's Cross, which is
it's a beautiful sight, isn't it?
No, not really.
Oh,
no,
is it not?
No, with Bray Head in the background and everything else. No,
yeah, it's funny. I have no problem with George's Cross. Yeah,
yeah.
I think it's a nice flag. It's a beautiful flag. But the Union,
what's beautiful about it? It's a red cross.
It's just a nice flag. But the Union Jack.
Yeah, no, it's not the Union
Jack.
It's
not the Union Jack.
All right, let's get some more of your reaction. This is Eddie who sent us this WhatsApp voice note to 085 825 2626.
Good morning, lads. Look, nobody does marketing like Paddy Power. They're absolutely brilliant at what they do. And your man that rang in complaining, like, what a bleeding dinosaur. He's probably actually moved on to Fenian Street because he wanted to live there under that name, living in the past. Now, Paddy's a great fella for the old banter, but I don't believe it's for a second there where he said, oh, it's coincidences on Fenian Street. Nah, it's the Irk people. But it's brilliant. Like, I mean, imagine you're one of those clubs that get a share of all that pot, like 10 grand, etc. Like, that could keep some clubs afloat. Absolutely brilliant idea. So now you'll have all Irish fellas. Every time England lose, they'll be hoping that they lose by high score, like 4-3 or something, because that's 30 grand to Irish football. Absolutely genius idea. And anyone that thinks differently is just an idiot.
All right, Eddie, thanks very much indeed.
Can you explain to Sandra on Facebook, Adrian, who's very perturbed by this whole thing, and she wants to know why England are allowed to play in the Euros when Brexit happened last year? I know. just explain. Very upset about it, Sandra.
No,
I can't.
Just
explain the bloody thing to her, would you? So Sandra messaged, she says,
okay,
why?
Switzerland play in the Euros. They've never been in the European Union.
No, they haven't.
There you go. There.
That's not really.
You don't have to be in the European Union to play.
Yeah, so there's two different issues here, Sandra. There's Europe as in, the
continent.
As in the continent of Europe, which has countries like Adrian says, Belgium, Switzerland, Italy, England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland. They are all in Europe. That will never change unless someone pushes Ireland out into the middle of the ocean. We'll always be part of Europe.
Why are you even having this conversation? Why are
because
you even explaining
she's upset.
this?
She's upset because and then you have what is called the European Union, which used to be called the EEC. It's the European Union, and that is a political and economic club, as opposed to. Yeah, you're right. Why did I? Sandra, just give yourself a cup of tea and shake your head. You'd be grand.
Okay, 085 825 2626 is our WhatsApp number. Now, Mick, good morning to you.
Good morning, guys.
Do you think what Paddy Power have done is very clever marketing, or can you understand why people on Fenian Street?
Genius.
Yes, I have to say I agree with you. I do agree with you.
It's Paddy Power doing Paddy Power things. Like I say, if he's going to cause controversy to make money, he's going to do it. At the end of the day, he's a capitalist, and he's out there to make as much money as possible. And people will buy into it, regardless of if it's anything sectarian or anything like that. People will still place bets on the Euros regardless.
But can you understand why people were rubbed up the wrong way? I mean, they came out of the house this morning.
I totally understand it. I totally understand why people get upset, but I don't like the hypocrisy. Well, some of these people say Brett's out and all this, but when they support teams like Manchester United, Arsenal, Glasgow Celtic, which are all British clubs, and they spurred anti-British style, basically. So I don't like the hypocrisy and all that, but I can totally understand why people are getting upset, especially on Fenian Street.
It was that irony, and like was said in that message I played a second ago, I would be fairly certain that somebody within the Paddy Power organisation know full well that they were placing it on a street called Fenian Street.
Paddy Power knew exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing. And the way it is, like I say, it's a business to him and all that. Like, if he's going to use controversy to make money, he's going to do it. And there's nothing stopping him.
Mm. All right, so who will you be supporting?
I'll also be supporting my home country, England. I was born and raised in England. I'm living in Ireland 14 years now. I'm happy to do so.
And have you got your England jersey?
I don't really wear football jerseys these days.
Okay.
But like I say, I do have a St George's Cross flag, but it's not going up in the window because I don't want to annoy neighbours.
Yeah. I don't think we're at. I think we've passed that stage where you can't put St George's flag in your window and get.
No, it's where I live now. If there's some sort of anti-British feeling amongst a few people.
Oh, really? So the ghettos, the ghettos. That's where it's still an issue.
All right, Mick. Good luck in the tournament. As per the Paddy Power campaign, we hope that they score loads of goals, but we all hope that they don't win. Yeah. All right, good to talk to you, Mick.
Isn't it weird the unconscious bias that people have? Because I know in my estate, there's a Scottish family. Well, no, he's Scottish. The rest of them aren't Scottish. And any time they are playing in rugby or football, he will put up the, what's the flag, St Andrew's Cross, is it? He'll put up the blue Scottish flag in his window. And nobody has ever batted an eyelid about the Scottish flag being up there.
No, they don't.
But I know...
Or the Welsh flag.
Or the Welsh flag. Yeah. But I just know that if he put up an English flag or even the Union Jack, the British flag, I know there would be murder. Isn't it gas?
Yep. John, you're not too happy with this mural on Fenian Street.
No, I think it's disgraceful, to be honest with you. And and you're just talking there, right, what I was about to say. Scotland are there, Wales are there. Why is Paddy Power not saying we'll give money to them if they score a goal?
Because Scotland and Wales probably won't score a goal in this tournament. No, but that's the reason.
All right, they probably, even if they don't score a goal, if England don't score any goals, there's $100,000 going to the thing either way. So what's the difference? Do you know what
because
I mean?
if they score loads of goals, that could be $200,000 or $300,000. Not that they're going to score 10 or 20 goals.
It could well be that, but at the end of the day, like they're doing this in Ireland, and I know that, and everybody knows the history that we have with the UK and the English, and I think it's like trying to buy people to sell their soul to earn a few grand.
Jesus, John.
But that's my opinion. Then opinions matter.
Yeah, but you can't draw a negative from this, John. There's no negative to be drawn.
Well, there kind of is. Look, we know Paddy Power are very clever at marketing, and they've done some brilliant stunts over the years. But this one, placing a St George's Cross flag on a mural on a wall on a street called Fenian Street in Dublin.
As an Irishman, as a proud Irishman as you are, how does it make you feel when you see a mural of St George's Cross on an Irish street? How does it make you feel?
I haven't actually seen it, but it would make me cringe, absolutely cringe, because I just don't think it's acceptable. Do you know what I mean? It's just my own opinion, and I'd be very, very. I mean, it's obviously already happened, and I think it's a sad day for Ireland when we sell ourselves and allow that to happen on Fenian Street, especially, but any street of Ireland.
No, it was defaced.
It's like
defaced last night, John.
A carrot in front of a donkey and asking the donkey to follow because it's going to benefit Irish football.
Okay, but
any other football team. And no, sorry, let me just finish out here, because we could say, all right, Wales and Scotland are not going to score loads of goals. What about France, Italy, Spain? What about one of these teams? Why can we not follow them and get the big bucks for our football?
Because in reality, John, an awful lot of the players are players that we know. There is that. that controversy over Grealish and Rice being, playing for England when they could have played for Ireland.
So
and all of that.
there's no controversy about that, by the way, other than controversy that people made up.
Hold up for a second. Look at the English football. Look at the English Premier League. How many of them Premier League teams are made up of English footballers? So no. So we do know all the foreign players for all the other football nations around the world. And the fact, I think that's really even more of an aggression by Paddy Powers to put Grealish up, because I think Grealish, I raise him, he's an absolutely brilliant genius player, and he did turn down Ireland. He turned it down for the money, and you can't really knock him for doing that, on the other side of the coin. Because, if you were offered a job playing for Ireland, which, you're going to earn only small amounts of money because your international reputation is not going to be recognised. He went with the money. He went for his own future. He went for his future family and his family in existence.
But is it not fair to say, sorry for going across you, John, is it not fair to say that any British-born footballer who's ever played for Ireland has only done so because they knew they wouldn't get a first game for the English team? Is that not fair to say?
That is fair to say, but the thing was, Grealish knew he was going to get to play because he's one of the best players in the UK at the moment. He is going to be an absolute massive superstar, absolute massive.
Okay, let me come back to the Paddy Power mural and the fact that it was defaced last night with Bobby Sands 1916 or 1981 or whatever it says on the mural. Can you understand how it was defaced?
I don't understand that, and me personally, I would not put Bobby Sands' face anywhere near a British flag. That's my thing. I would not put it, because that's bringing his good name into bad order. You know what I mean? Could you imagine Bobby Sands and his face is there where St. George's Cross is? He'd be sitting in his grave. So whoever done that, they made a big mistake. Do you not think
if Bobby Sands was still with us, he'd be actually quite proud of the leaps and bounds that we've made with Anglo-Irish agreements and where we are now?
But we're going on to a different topic now. We're not talking about Anglo-Irish agreements and disagreements.
But this is where this all stems from. This is deeper than...
I understand, but what we're talking about is Paddy Power. They've put up a very sensitive poster, and they've used two players that essentially could have played for Ireland. And I think that's wrong in itself, because that's going to bring more hatred towards Jack Grealish and the other chap, I forget his name, from the Irish football supporters. You know what I mean? Grealish, he made his choice, and so did the other choice, and let them enjoy their footballing career. And I'm sure, we all do like to watch British football as well. My thing, and the reason why I contacted you, is that Paddy Power could have chose a less sensitive topic, and he could have chose a different country to give that money away. He could have said, if Spain score X amount of goals, because they're likely to score, Italy, France, some of the big teams. Why did he choose England? Why did he?
I'll tell you why he chose England. To make us talk about it on Opinions Matter, and that's exactly what we've been doing. So there you go.
And that's it. Well. Listen. Whoever wins it. If England win it, good and well. I mean, I'm not going to be disheartened by anybody winning it, as long as it's a good tournament. But I would like to see myself. I'd like to see Sweden winning it. For the simple reason, the Swedish are great skins. Lovely people.
John, great to talk to you. Thanks very much indeed. 085 825 2626 is our WhatsApp number. If you want to throw your tuppence worth in. This is a WhatsApp from Lauren about the English flag.
We're all going to know soon enough what happens when you hang up an English flag, because as far as I can remember, Jeremy, I think you have to hang one up for the Euros, so we'll all know if anyone's house gets anything happening to them once you hang your flag up.
All right, Lauren, thanks very much indeed. 085 825 2626 is our number. Dave just sent us this WhatsApp voice note.
Hey Adrian and Jeremy, Dave here. I think what Paddy Power are doing there is absolutely fantastic. Money going into Irish football. And the only people who should really have an opinion on this are people who are actually putting money into Irish football themselves. The likes of me and the likes of the other League of Ireland fans that actually put money into the country, into the football in this country by attending games. 99% of Irish people just sit back on a Sunday afternoon, press 401 and call themselves a Liverpool fan or a Man United fan, who are British clubs I've no problem with them watching British clubs, but it sounds absolutely deluded when they try to have a pop at the international team, but they're cheering on their little heroes on a Sunday afternoon without ever nearly entering the ground, without even being really a part of the club. It's absolutely cringe. They need to get themselves a life. What they need to do is they need to get down to Tolka Park, Tallaght Stadium, Dalymount Park, and become a real football fan, and then people will take their opinions far, far better, because it's absolutely cringe at this stage. Surely people can see that they're not part of these clubs at all. They don't give a crap about you, and if you're slagging off the international team, but you're so passionate about Liverpool, United, Celtic, all these British clubs, you really need to give your head a wobble, honest to God, like. And it's fantastic that a little bit of money is going to be going to clubs over here who need it. And if half of these people actually attended games and put money into Irish football, there'd be no need for Paddy Power to donate money, but they need to, because no one is going to the games. Well, there is some people going to the games, and they're actually proper football fans. So them people are the only people who I value the opinion of. Other people just watch football as if it's a TV show. Like, what's your favourite TV show? Love Island or Manchester United? That's how pathetic it is. Honest to God, like, they need to give themselves a head a wobble. Jesus.
Whoa. Hey, Ronnie, I need a cup of tea after this. Hang on. You know what, though, Dave? First of all, you need some calming tablets or something like that.
Absolutely.
But you've actually touched on something that really, really annoys me, and I'll just tell you briefly, because I know this annoys you as well, Adrian. And this is so-called Republicans and patriots and all this, yeah? These people who love Ireland so much and think that Celtic is an Irish football team, and they support Celtic, and they have...
Don't mention the war.
Well, there's no war. I'm just saying...
Croke
Celtic...
Park, 1997 or 2007.
Yeah.
When the rugby was being played,
Yeah.
the England rugby team were playing in Croke Park.
Yes, they were.
And the protesters outside, do you not remember the famous photograph of the big protest outside Croke Park?
No to foreign games.
Yeah, and he was wearing a Celtic jersey.
Yeah, Celtic are a British football club, by the way. The players that play for Celtic, they get paid with money with the Queen's. Well, I'm sure they don't actually get cash, but they get paid in sterling, okay? They are a British football team based in the United Kingdom. They may have a shamrock as an emblem, and they may have green and white jerseys, but they are a British football team. And if you keep telling yourself that they're not, you're living in a dream world.